Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Andrea and today I'm going to journal about traveling with my cat. So I'm not sure how to explain to you exactly because I also want to explain what happens on the screen. So I will first explain what goes on in the screen, and then when it's repetitive I will tell you some tips and experiences that I've had with my cat. So I'm putting some watercolor there, and I will do some negative painting later to make a silhouette of the kitty. I've put some pencil outside the camera because I'm super low. It's low at that, so you will see that layer by layer it starts becoming a kitty. I love this technique. It's super easy. You just have to have the sketch, and you can just put some darker colors outside or inside the shape, and it will become a silhouette. It's super nice, and I think it looks a little whimsical and a little bit, I don't know, like abstract, but you have it. So layer by layer it will start looking more like a kitty, you will see. So like an abstract kitty, it's not like exact because I cannot do that. So my cat will be 4 almost, and he's been traveling for 2 years, I think, maybe. And the reason we started taking him, it's because one time I left him with a friend, and she loves him, but I don't know, I think he did not feel good. He was like very aggressive and weird. He's not like that. He loves people, he's curious, he's just a super easy cat, you know. Like, we play with him a lot, he has a lot of playtime. We are not lazy cat owners, but I don't know, maybe being with other people was tough for him. We prefer that if it's possible, he stays home if we find someone that can come twice a day to care for him. But sometimes, you know, that's not always possible. And since he had such a hard time, we said one day that we did a very short trip. It was a 3-hour road trip. We said, you know what, let's take him. So we took him to the vet. That's always important. Take your cat to the vet and ask, because he knows the history of your cat, and he can give you some tips. Like he told us to buy this spray, a pheromone spray, that I will explain to you in a moment what it does. I will talk to you about those pictures now. As you see, they are very warm tone, and I've already used very cool tones because I will use a journaling card that has those colors. So I was very confused on this spread because I didn't know what to do. Like, it felt off. I usually don't do, I either do it warm or cool, but not both. Usually I try to separate. I think my brain gets confused. That's the journaling card. So I will do some watercolor later again to show you how I fix this. So take your cat to the vet, and he will probably tell you to buy these pheromones. And what these pheromones do, they mimic I don't know if it's a smell exactly. When a cat rubs himself against each other and says, this is mine, he leaves these pheromones there. So that's how he starts marking also his territory, you know. So you spray this in the transport box, and then in the car, and then when you arrive to the hotel, you can spray a little near the litter box. You have to take the litter box, obviously. And it will relax him. It will make it much easier for him. In the last trip, we did not use it, but I think he's so used to already that we don't need it anymore. So back to the spread. Now I'm using a little bit of purple, yellow, and I will also add some ochre because I want to warm that page a little bit, because I want to make it a little bit more, I don't know, cohesive. It's totally crazy at the moment, I think. So the truth is, it gives you a very muddy color. And I always hear in YouTube no, don't make it muddy. If you mix this, you will get a muddy color. But honestly, I think muddy colors are also beautiful when they help reach a purpose, like warming up. You can do very interesting things, and it will give it a lot of depth and interesting shapes, and I think it really looks very pretty sometimes, depending on how you use it, I think. But this time I really like it. I tried to mix it a little bit using the other colors that I had previously used, and now I feel the spread makes a lot more sense. I don't know if you agree, let me know in the comments below. But anyway, I think that's a good way to fix it. So, okay, so number one, the pheromones. Second, of course, go to the vet, because if you are traveling out of the country, you will need to have his passport and his vaccines. Now, I live in Switzerland, so the rules are a little different from the rest of Europe, so we always have to make sure that everything is okay, because if they stop us at the border, we need to have everything valid and everything has to be good. So your cat definitely has to be microchipped. I don't know how it works in the States, but in Europe it's like that. So what else? You should probably not feed your cat or give him water before the trip. Like, my cat has access to the litter box when he's in the car, because this flap the back seat has, that we put it down and he can go to the trunk and his litter box is there. But that's not the point. The point is because it's a different environment and it's a stressy situation. He will of course be confused, so it's better not to give him food or water before the trip. That's all the recommendations from the vet, that's not from me. So my cat, he's used to, and he's already been on longer trips. Like, we have traveled from Switzerland to Norway, and that's really, really long by car. I mean, it's just crazy. It took us 2 days because we had to stop, and he did use the litter box. So I think it really depends on the cat. You know your cat, and you know if he will be able to do it. Like, I don't know if I have said it before, but my cat is super easy. Like, he's super friendly. He's always relaxed. He's never been aggressive. So he's really like, okay, just put me in the car, and he looks out the window or he sleeps on my lap. That's what he does the most. Like, at the beginning, he's circling the car a lot. Sometimes he meows a little bit, and then after a few minutes, 10 minutes, he comes to my lap and he sits there and sleeps, or he's looking out the window, and yeah, he's totally fine. So I think it really depends on each cat. They all have different personalities, so it's interesting because I don't think you can say, oh, this always works. Not with cats. So ask your vet and see if your cat will be able to do it. So back to the spread, I have not explained almost anything. That's the finished spread. That's the muddy part that I actually really, really like. I think it looks very pretty. And I also wrote in different directions as always, because I think it looks so flowy and fun. And I hope you like it. I hope you find these tips helpful. If you have a question, ask me down in the comments. And I hope you like it. Bye!